afternoon and welcome to TVM News. Today is Friday, March 23rd. I'm Hannah Weaver.
And I'm Brianna Ryan. This week we'll bring you the latest on how Scranton is reacting to the March for Our Lives movement.
We also have updates on the high school shooting in Maryland and the Florida bridge collapse.
And we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo to find out the latest happening in the world of sports. The Green Ridge Neighborhood Association met to discuss plans for the South Campus property. About 15 people gathered to discuss concerns over urban smart growth's renovation plans. Green Ridge Neighborhood Association President Mark Seitzinger discussed environmental concerns and issues surrounding the addition of a bar to the property. Seitzinger also expressed concerns over Urban Smart Growth CEO Lance Robbins' past involvement in lawsuits. However, members did discuss positive aspects of the renovations, including the possibility of bringing younger families to the area. Urban Smart Growth signed an option and purchase agreement for the property back in January. The company has a year to decide whether or not to purchase it.
Marywood Campus Ministry is celebrating the Easter season with Passion Play 2018. The 22nd annual performance will feature music from Jesus Christ Superstar and Godspell. The Passion Play commemorates the events of the Holy Week through musical performances. It takes place this Sunday at 2 p.m. in the Marian Chapel before Palm Sunday Mass.
Members of the West Point Band will be on campus for a recital and masterclass. Principal saxophonist Staff Sergeant Stacy Wilson and her accompanist will perform the recital on April 7th at 1 p.m. in the Marian Chapel. The duo will host a masterclass after the recital. The event is free and open to the public. Wilson has performed in the United States, Asia, and Europe, and has also been a guest concerto soloist for the United States Army Band.
Marywood's music therapy students are trying to change their department's mind on recent personnel changes. Students are petitioning the department to retain Allison Davitt as Director of Music Therapy. Davitt has served as an interim director for the past year. The department recently hired Dr. Yunsol Suh to serve as the permanent director. Suh is a music therapist and has worked as a university professor at other institutions for 15 years. The students gathered over 50 signatures and say they will continue to fight to retain Davitt.
3 authors will visit campus to talk about their writing in an essay collection entitled My Body, My Words. Amy Archer, Dawn Leas, and Rachel Hughes will be on campus next Wednesday to discuss body image and related topics. They will also read passages from the book and participate in a question-and-answer session. The event will take place March 28th at 7 p.m. in the Learning Commons.
March is Creativity Month at Marywood, and students will have the chance to showcase their work at Bayleaf Live. Authors and artists whose work was published in this year's Bayleaf Literature and Art Journal will present their art, perform live readings, and receive awards on Sunday night at the annual event. At the open event, local high school and Marywood students may submit work on the themes of truth, goodness, beauty, justice, and the common good. The event will take place this Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the Learning Commons.
Marywood students have a new appreciation for 3 famous Latin American women. TVM's Lauren Butler was there to see the chamber music theater piece, Tres Vidas, brought to life.
I'm here outside the Seth Laverghetta Center for Performing Arts, where Marywood-University is hosting the choir ensemble in their performance of Tres Vidas.
Marywood was just one of the stops the group made, as they had been touring nationally and internationally since 1995. A professor in the Religious Studies Department, Dr. Melinda Crocus, shares why she thought the choir ensemble was a good group to bring on campus.
Well, they have several good shows, just both letting us know our history and celebrating the diversity in our history.
The piece celebrates the lives of 3 powerful Latin American women, each told in a different story. The first story is about a painter from Mexico named Frida Kahlo. The second is about a peasant activist from El Salvador named Rufina Amaya.
I am a woman in search of a name. I don't know if I should talk or stay silent.
And the third story is of a poet from Argentina named Alfonsina Torni. Each of the stories is told by the same actress, as she was accompanied by a pianist, cellist, and percussionist. The event was sponsored by the Philosophy and Religious Studies Department to celebrate Women's History Month. Sophomore nursing major Elizabeth Ulinchny shares why she thinks it's important to celebrate.
It shows how women come so far and all the history that was there.
From TVM-News, I'm Lauren Butler.
Student Activities and Leadership Development will host its second annual Leadership Awards next month to recognize outstanding dedication to the Marywood community. The awards include Student Organization of the Year and Advisor of the Year. Magician Ben Seidman will be the host. The ceremony takes place April 5th at 7:30 p.m. in the Nazareth Student Center's Latour Room.
Up next, we have the latest on a woman who is locked up after threatening 2 people with a knife. Stay tuned.
TVM News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I dare you.
I dare you to change the world.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration.
An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you? Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Thank you for tuning in to TVM News. Riverside High School was one of 5 schools in Lackawanna County to participate in a nationwide walkout protest last week. Some administrative staff and the school's principal joined students who walked around the school for 17 minutes and released balloons in remembrance of the 17 lives lost in the Florida shooting. 2 seniors organized the walkout. The goal of the nationwide walkouts is to change gun control laws and improve school safety. Other county schools that participated included Dunmore, Old Forge, Carbondale, and Scranton.
Scranton High School students are heading to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to attend the March for Our Lives. Scranton students who want to see a change in gun control laws and end gun violence in schools planned the march. The Washington, D.C. March for Our Lives stemmed from the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Scranton teachers who helped organize the trip said they are confident that the trip will be safe and educational for those attending. St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Scranton is also hosting a prayer vigil tonight in honor of those marching.
The Lackawanna County Prison has generated more controversy, this time over smuggling contraband into the prison. Deanna Talho and Thomas Cross were charged after Talho smuggled Suboxone and tobacco into the jail for costs between July 2015 and April 2016. Koss is now an inmate at the State Correctional Institute in Fayette. This is the second contraband case in the course of 3 months to result in charges. Officials said 2 weeks ago someone smuggled a cell phone to Jeffrey Maddox, and in December, Jerry DeFazio was charged with smuggling oxycodone, Suboxone, and tobacco into the facility. Sentencing for DeFazio is pending.
Former Taylor Councilman Eugene Gallagher is charged with simple assault, a misdemeanor, and 1 count of solicitation for assaulting a woman and calling her from jail to convince her to drop charges. Gallagher pleaded guilty to the charges. He previously served 10 months in prison for forgery and driving under the influence. He now faces up to 7 years in jail. No sentencing date is set.
A Scranton man is facing charges for importing synthetic marijuana from China. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Pennsylvania charged John Frakaitis last Thursday with transporting the judge. Frakaitis pled not guilty to the charge. He allegedly imported the drug between November 2015 and September 2016. U.S. Magistrate Judge Caroline Mahalchek released Verticus after he was processed. Pre-trial motions are scheduled for April 16th and jury selection is set for May 21st.
Dixon City's Main Street will soon get a makeover. PennDOT plans to widen the road, add turning lanes, and make safety improvements to intersections. The renovations will cover all of Main Street in Dixon City and cost over $2 million. The cost of the project will be split between the federal, state, and county governments. PennDOT is still in the early stages of planning and is open to suggestions. The project is set to begin in 2020.
Dixon City residents can expect 2 new stores to open on Commerce Boulevard. Borough officials have confirmed the discount clothing store Gabe's will move into the former H.H. Gregg location that has been vacant along Commerce Boulevard for more than a year. Burlington, another discount retailer, is currently located along Business Route 6 in Einon, will also relocate to the shopping plaza on Commerce Boulevard in the recently vacated Dick's Sporting Goods location. Burlington is expected to open in the fall, but there's no word yet when Gabe's will open to shoppers.
The public is helping develop a new county fair. The Lackawanna County Heritage Fair will take place after Memorial Day of 2019. The county commissioners are creating an authority board to plan the fair, which will have at least 5 members. The planners will also be in charge of finding volunteers to staff the event. The committee has proposed a tentative budget of $400,000 and hopes to bring musical performers and local acts. The fair will take place May 29th through June 2nd at the Toyota Pavilion at Montage Mountain.
The identity of a serial bomber who terrorized Austin is now known. We have more when we return, but first, here's your 7-day forecast.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration.
An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you?
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Thank you for tuning in to TVM News. The Austin area is resting easier after police discovered the identity of a serial bomber. Mark Anthony Condit died after he drove his car into a ditch and blew himself up as police approached. He was earlier identified through surveillance footage. There have been 5 bombings this month in Texas, killing 2 people and injuring 4 others. The bombs were left in packages on front porches. Police found a 25-minute recording on Condit's phone after they recovered his body. In the recording, he confessed to constructing the bombs but did not reveal a motive. Austin residents may never know what drove Condit to terrorize the city.
One student is recovering after a shooting at Great Mills High School in Maryland, while one has died from her injuries. 17-year-old Austin Wyatt Rollins opened fire on 16-year-old Jalen Wiley and then shot a 14-year-old boy. Officials said Rollins previously had a relationship with the female student. The attack ended when the school resource officer confronted Rollins. Deputy Sheriff First Class Blaine Gaskill and Rollins each fired a single shot almost simultaneously. Rollins died from his wound shortly after the incident, but authorities are still examining if Rollins shot himself or was struck by Gaskill's shot. Wiley died Thursday night after she was removed from life support. The boy is in stable condition. Sheriff Tim Cameron from St. Mary's County said the school witnessed their worst nightmare with children being attacked.
It was a mass response. You know, this is what we train for, this is what we prepare for, and this is what we pray that we never have to do.
Positions in the Trump administration are changing. The administration fired Secretary of State Rex Tillerson 2 weeks ago, reportedly through Twitter. CIA Director Mike Pompeo will replace Tillerson if confirmed by the Senate. Tillerson spoke on integrity in his farewell speech.
Never lose sight of your most valuable asset, the most valuable asset you possess, your personal integrity. Not one of you was gifted it. You were born with it. It belongs to you and always has and will belong to you and you alone.
Trump also fired his personal assistant, John McEntee, the same day for unknown reasons and reassigned him to work on the Trump re-election campaign. McEntee is under investigation for serious financial crimes. The week ended with Attorney General Jeff Sessions firing Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe 48 hours before his planned retirement. This came after Trump's continued accusations that McCabe mishandled investigations at the Justice Department. Trump's lead lawyer, John Dowd, resigned yesterday from the president's personal legal team over the response to the Russia investigation.
The Trump administration is imposing sanctions on Russia to punish Moscow for interfering in the 2016 U.S. election. The sanctions had been delayed, leading President Trump's critics to question his willingness to hold Moscow responsible. 5 organizations and 19 individuals have been sanctioned, including the Internet Research Agency and 2 Russian intelligence agencies. The sanctions were applied through executive authority and the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act.
Tensions between Canada and the United States are on the rise after comments about a trade deficit between the two countries. In leaked audio from a March 14th fundraiser, Donald Trump said he disputed Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's claim that there is no trade deficit between Canada and the U.S. Canada's Ministry of Foreign Affairs disputed the claim using statistics from the Office of U.S. Trade Representative. The White House has defended Trump's comments. A tweet from Sarah Sanders stated, quote, "The U.S. had a $17 billion deficit with Canada in 2017, while there was a deficit of $3.5 billion in January of 2018. Canada has yet to respond to these claims."
Cities all across the country are seeing students participate in school walkouts. These school walkouts are aimed to promote gun control and regulation in response to the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Many students walked for 17 minutes in honor of the 17 lives lost in Florida. Some schools encouraged the walks, while others marked students as absent or even suspended them for participating. Despite facing possible punishment, students have not stopped walking to show their beliefs on gun control laws.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio wants the country to follow the Sunshine State on daylight saving. The Sunshine Protection Act would make daylight saving time permanent nationwide. A similar bill is in Rubio's home state is currently awaiting for Governor Rick Scott's signature. Hawaii and Arizona are the only states that do not observe daylight saving time, which runs through the 1st of November.
The Miami area is mourning the loss of 6 lives from the collapse of a Florida International University pedestrian bridge last week. Construction of the bridge was behind schedule and millions of dollars over budget due to a change in design and placement of one of its support towers. The support was moved to allow for future widening of the road and for aesthetic purposes. Construction crews were applying post-tensioning force on the bridge the day that it collapsed, but authorities are unsure if that was the cause. The National Transportation Safety Board began an investigation last Friday.
Vanessa Hayden Trump and Donald Trump Jr. are getting divorced. The couple announced last week that they have decided to end their 12-year marriage. Vanessa filed for an uncontested divorce last Thursday afternoon in a Manhattan courtroom. In a joint statement, the couple said, quote, "We will always have tremendous respect for each other and our families. We have 5 beautiful children together and they remain our top priority. We ask for your privacy during this time."
President Donald Trump and his attorney are attempting to move a lawsuit by Stormy Daniels to federal court. Trump's lawyer claims Daniels owes the president at least $20 million for violating a secrecy agreement signed before the election. Trump is being represented by Charles Hardner, who also represented Harvey Weinstein and Jared Kushner. Daniels says the non-disclosure agreement is void because Trump never signed it. Daniels and her legal representative, Michael Avenatti, say Trump wants the matter settled in private arbitration.
2 twins are no longer exact DNA matches. Astronaut Scott Kelly returned from space 2 years ago, but a recent DNA test from NASA's twin study showed he did not return to his gene expression baseline. 7% of Scott's DNA apparently changed compared to his identical twin, Mark Kelly. The weightless movement of space allegedly caused the change through their DNA. Though their DNA is no longer a perfect match, the Kelly twins are still considered identical.
Up next, we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo. Don't go anywhere.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspazio.spa.com.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to TVM News. Let's check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo for Marywood Sports. So Nicolo, how did our teams do over spring break?
Well, Hannah, the Pacers definitely had a packed schedule.
Oh, really? How so?
Marywood's baseball team broke even with a 4-4 record in Florida over spring break. The team's biggest win came in an 18-3 victory over Marywood-University. Catcher Anthony Navarro hit a grand slam and drove in 6 runs, just 1 short of the Marywood single-game record. Jake Schuster went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs, and John Mandarano was a perfect 5 for 5 with 3 RBIs. The team swept doubleheaders against Norwich and Bethany for their 4 Florida wins. Back in Pennsylvania this week, the Pacers lost to King's College 15-9. Scott Becker went deep for a 3-run home run, and Schuster had another impressive day, going 3 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. The team faces Wilkes University this coming Tuesday. Like the baseball team, the softball team spent spring break in the Sunshine State, finishing with a record of 3-5. The team got off to a hot start, winning its first 2 games before finishing the trip 1-5. The team swept a doubleheader against Gallaudet University and added a win against Iowa Wesleyan University. In 8-0 and 11-3 wins against Gallaudet, the Pacers rode their pitching to victory. Kirstie Alvarez and Katie Ciano both tossed complete game victories. Alvarez struck out 4 and allowed only 4 hits. Ciano struck out 5 in her outing, allowing 9 hits and 3 earned runs. In those 2 games, Caitlin Epler went 5 for 8 with 2 RBIs. Spring break didn't treat the men's and women's lacrosse teams well. The teams failed to win a game over the break despite some close contests. The women came up short 9-8 at Shenandoah University and 15-7 at SUNY New Paltz. In the tight loss to Shenandoah, Sam Bussinelli recorded a hat trick with an assist, while Caitlin Watson and Zoe Simeon each added 2 goals for the Pacers. The men suffered the same fate as the women, with losses of 15-5 at St. Mary's College of Maryland and 12-8 at Utica. In the Utica contest, Zach Vaughn and Luke Shedler recorded 2 goals apiece, and Matt Casto and Austin Mailer each tallied 3 points for the Pacers. The women's lacrosse team also fell to the University of Scranton 15-4 on Wednesday, despite a hat trick by Caitlin Wilson. Mary Leahy and Erin Putnam both finished with 10 saves. Marywood Women's Golf heads into the season as the favorite to bring home the first ever Landmark Conference Women's Golf Championship. The women topped the preseason poll conducted by the conference with 56 points and 4 first-place votes. Meanwhile, the men are slated to finish 3rd in the CSAC, according to the CSAC preseason coaches poll. Cabrini topped the men's poll, which is 3 points more than the Pacers. Both teams competed at Barefoot Resort over spring break. March Madness is in full swing. The men's and women's NCAA Division I basketball tournaments are both into the Sweet 16 rounds. On the men's side, brackets were busted everywhere when number 1 overall seed Virginia was upset by the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, in what some are calling the greatest upset of all time. The game marked the first time a 16 seed defeated a 1 seed in the men's NCAA tournament. This year's tournament has not been short on upsets, as 11th seeded Syracuse and Loyola Chicago both battled their way into the Sweet 16. The women's tournament highlight came when the UConn Huskies cruised to an eye-popping 88-point victory over St. Francis while putting up 140 points. They set the Division I women's basketball record for most points scored in a half with 94. Plenty of National Football League players are finding new homes. In the circus that is the NFL offseason, the Vikings landed the crown jewel of this year's free agent class in quarterback Kirk Cousins. Cousins signed a fully guaranteed 3-year, $84 million contract. Meanwhile, the Broncos signed ex-Vikings quarterback Case Keenum. Some other notable moves were Jordy Nelson to the Raiders, Michael Crabtree to the Ravens, Richard Sherman to the 49ers, Jimmy Graham to the Packers, and the Jets acquiring the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft from the Colts. The Browns have been very active, adding Jarvis Landry, Tyrod Taylor, and Carlos Hyde. They hold the 1st and 4th overall picks in this year's draft, prompting ongoing speculation and predictions on what choices they'll make. That's all for sports this week. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Nicolo. According to some new posters around campus, Marywood President Sister Mary Persico is missing. The posters show a picture of Sister Persico with a red missing banner above her head as part of this year's orientation campaign. Orientation leaders each represent a character from the famous Clue detective game, and students have to guess who kidnapped Sister Mary. My money's on Colonel Mustard.
I haven't got a clue, Hannah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM News. From all of us here at TV-Marywood, thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to follow TV-Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Brianna Ryan.
And I'm Hannah Weaver. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks.